Captain Ethan Hale lived to lives, to the world. He was just a single father flying commercial jets between cities, greeting passengers with a warm smile, and returning home every night to help his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, with homework. But inside him lived a silence, a past he had buried years ago. There had been a time when he wasn't wearing a crisp airline uniform, but a flight suit strapped into an aircraft few dared to even dream about. Ethan had once flown covert missions so classified that even the Air Force denied their existence. Back then, he wasn't called Ethan, he was Ghost Rider, a call sign whispered in the darkest corners of Air Combat Command. But after the mission that cost him his wife and nearly lost him his daughter, he walked away from the shadows forever. For years, he traded war zones for peaceful skies until that day when the past came roaring back at 40,000 feet. It started as a routine flight from Seattle to Denver. Clear skies, calm passengers, and Ethan sipping coffee as he guided flight to 117 across the Rockies. Then came a sound he hadn't heard in years, a scramble alert tone relayed through ATC, followed by sudden radio silence. Ethan scanned his instruments. Something was wrong. The transponder picked up an unidentified aircraft heading straight toward their flight path at high speed. Within seconds, ATC ordered, "Flight to 117. Hold current altitude. Do not alter course. We have Raptors inbound." Ethan's blood ran cold. Raptors F-22s only launched this fast for one of two reasons: a national threat, or something even worse. A shadow streaked past the cabin, rattling the aircraft. Passengers screamed. Oxygen masks dropped. Ethan's co-pilot panicked. "Sir, what do we do?" Ethan inhaled slowly, the old instincts clicking into place like switches being flipped. He realized the approaching aircraft wasn't just near, they were locking onto his plane, believing it was hijacked. ATC lines became chaotic. One voice barked, "Unknown aircraft, identify yourself. You're entering restricted airspace. Respond immediately." The F-22 pilot demanded a military authentication code. The co-pilot had no idea what that meant, but Ethan knew, and he prayed he'd never have to say it again. When Ethan finally keyed his mic, his voice was steady, too steady for a commercial pilot. "Raptor lead. This is civilian flight to 17. Code black. Variant 7. Repeat, variant 7. There was a breathless pause on the radio. Then the F-22 pilot whispered, "Who the hell is that?" Ethan hesitated. He didn't want his daughter to ever learn who he used to be. But if he didn't reveal himself, the Raptors might force an emergency intercept that could endanger everyone on board. "This is Ghost Rider." Everything went silent. Even his co-pilot froze. The name rippled through the open channels like a shockwave. "Ghost Rider. The Ghost Rider. Sir, we thought you were dead." And then came something Ethan never expected, requesting permission to escort. "My squadron grew up hearing stories about your missions." But there was no time for reunion. The unknown aircraft that triggered the alert wasn't a mistake, it was a stolen prototype drone, loaded with explosives, programmed to crash into a classified research facility in the Rockies. The Raptors scrambled to intercept it, but the drone had slipped into a blind zone of the mountain range. The only aircraft positioned perfectly to stop it was Ethan's. He checked the cabin, crying children, frightened passengers, terrified crew. He thought of Lily. Then he made his decision. "Raptor lead. Patch me into drone telemetry. I know this flight path. I've flown this canyon." The F-22 pilot's voice cracked with disbelief. "Ghost Rider, you're going after it in a commercial jet." "Sir, that's suicide." Ethan only answered, "Not today." What happened next would be declassified years later. Ethan dropped flight to 117 into a steep bank that no commercial aircraft was ever meant to perform. Passengers screamed as mountains flashed past the windows. He threaded the jet through a narrow canyon like he once flew his Black Ops fighter, smooth, impossible, surgical. The drone finally appeared on radar, seconds from impact. Ethan lined up behind it, matching its unpredictable maneuvers. There was only one way to stop it: force its early detonation. With pinpoint precision, Ethan created a *** pressure wave stall ** by rolling the jet at the exact angle that disrupted the drone's intake system. It spun out, lost power, boom. A shockwave rippled past flight to 117, but Ethan held the aircraft steady, riding turbulence that would have torn lesser pilots apart. When he finally leveled out, passengers burst into applause, unaware that they had just survived a classified terrorist attack. ATC came online, trembling. "Ghost Captain Hale, Raptors are requesting formation landing with you. They say it's an honor." Ethan exhaled. He wasn't Ghost Rider anymore. Not really. He was just a dad trying to get home to his daughter. But that day, the sky remembered him, and so did the F-22 pilots who once only knew his name as a legend. When Flight 217 touched down, Lily was waiting for him at the gate, running into his arms. Ethan lifted her and whispered, "I told you, kiddo, Daddy always comes home." And somewhere above them, 3 raptors streaked across the sky in perfect formation, a quiet salute to the ghost who came back to save them all. Like a video and subscribe to the channel Story Sphere.